work that we've done with our blogs, our kids have become friends, our husbands have become friends. Our girls got to co-author a book together last year. And on top of being a wife, a mom of 3, a blogger, she is also an encourager and big on helping moms to go after their dreams, which is what we also have and share in common. So a couple years ago, we challenged each other to share our stories. And so when I saw her story submitted for this, I absolutely knew that we had to bring her on to share her story. So Bernetta, if you can help me welcome Bernetta Style. Bernetta Knight.
Good morning, everybody. I won't lie, I'm a little nervous because I really never shared this story before, but here we go. So I want you all to raise your hand. Somebody raise your hand who likes shots. Who likes shots? No, not the liquor shots. The doctor shots. Okay. Who likes to give themselves shots? I didn't think so. So you know that feeling when you do get a shot, it's like, Well, that was the face and the feeling that I made in March 15th, 5:30 a.m. 2015, when I had to give myself a finger prick. I had to give myself a finger prick because I was newly diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I had to give myself a finger prick because I had to check my blood glucose level, as people say, they sugar. And I had to give myself a finger prick because basically I would be finger pricking for the rest of my life. From January to March, that 2015, I was going back and forth with the doctor to see what type of diabetes I had, and through tests, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. When I started to write the speech, I got real teary-eyed because for the past 4 years, I've been pricking my finger, wearing devices on my body, going to the doctor every 3 months, getting blood, seeing endocrinologists, optometrists, podiatrists. And to think about life before diabetes, it just made me want to cry. Because before the finger prick, life was you get up, go to the bathroom, get your day started, live your life, get your breakfast. But after the finger prick, life is basically checking my blood. My day starts with me checking my blood, and me checking my blood is a catalyst for my entire day. Excuse me. Me checking my blood is the catalyst for my entire day. Excuse me, I'm a little nervous and it's very emotional. Very emotional. The months before I was diagnosed, I was using the bathroom 3 and 4 times an hour. And my vision had got blurry. I would literally be on the highway driving and I could not see. Imagine yourself driving, just seeing fine, and all of a sudden you can't see anything. I was very thirsty. I would drink and have to continue to drink. Excuse me. I would drink and I would have to continue to drink. And I was sleepy. I was sleepy all the time. When I came home from work, I would have to lay down for at least an hour before I had anything to do with my kids or my husband. And I mean like a deep sleep. And what I learned later is I had to sleep because my blood was so high. When I was diagnosed, all my numbers were in line, but that glucose was 3 times the level. A normal glucose morning fasting is 70 to 120. Mine was 333. So she called me and was like, this must be a fluke because your numbers are always in line, let's take it again. Took it again, it was still 300 and something. So of course she thought I had type 2, but I had type 1. If anybody knows anything about type 1, there are 2 different diseases. Type 1 is an autoimmune disease. It means that my body was living its best life with my pancreas, and then it just turned on my pancreas and thought my pancreas was the enemy. And the pancreas is what produces our blood glucose. It keeps us normal. So once the pancreas is destroyed, you have to take insulin for the rest of your life. Now, if you have type 2, you can actually cure yourself with exercise and diet. But when you have type 1, like I said, unless God comes up with a miracle, outside of a pancreas transplant, I'll have type 1, I'll be pricking my finger. When I got type 1, it was very depressing because for the first couple of years, I didn't know anybody that had type 1. Everybody had type 2 diabetes. I joined a Facebook group. thinking I would get some support. It was more depressing than anything. Everybody was in there, woe is me, my life. I was like, I can't do this. Because if I let that set in my head what you think was going on with you, that's gonna be me, and I have to stay positive. I have 3 kids, I have 3 kids and a husband. One of the turning points for me was one day, me and my husband was in our marital bed doing marital things, okay? And then after we were finished doing marital things, I just bust out crying. Why? Because at one point I had to wear it's called an Omnipod, which is a device on my arm that gives me insulin every hour. It's about this big. So I had to change it every 3 days, sometimes here, anywhere. And after we were, in the bed or whatever, I just bust out crying because I felt like, is he still going to love me? Does he even find me sexy? I felt damaged, felt defeated. And I just started, he was like, what's wrong? I'm like, now I come attached with something. Now I'm not the same person. And he reassured me, like right then and there with his words, I still love you, this doesn't matter, you're still sexy, et cetera, but he also reassured me with his actions even 2 years later. Even 2 years later, he helps me, he makes sure my blood is normal, he knows when my blood is too high, when my blood is too low. We talk about insurance, he makes sure I have everything that I need. So even though he reassured me, well, yeah, I still love you, you're so beautiful, he shows me with his actions, even 3 years line, that he's Team B all the way. So that was really a great moving point for me, because if my partner, who I live with, who I do everything with, is on my side, I feel much better. And the second turning point was my doctor. My doctor told me to stop hiding it. Like I said, for the first year, I only told maybe 5 people, and I didn't even get that Omnipod thing until maybe like a year in. But I didn't even tell my kids. So I was checking my blood under the table, going out the room to get myself injections, and she could tell I was stressed out. I had lost weight. I tried to cure myself. Right now, I'm 100. Before I came, I got on the scale, I'm 152.3. And I lost 25 pounds. I went down to 128. So imagine me 25 pounds smaller because I wasn't eating carbs because I didn't want to take insulin. So if you want to lose weight, don't eat no carbs. But it was weird because people were coming up to me, you lost weight, you need to stop. Because I was trying to cure myself and trying not to take insulin. But then she said, tell your kids. Just tell your kids. So once I told my kids, everything changed. They accepted me, they loved me, it's like not a problem, I'm just checking their blood, it's not a big deal. But after that, everything changed. I told my kids, so I started telling everybody, yeah, I got type 1. I started wearing my sensors, where you can see them now, not on purpose, but it was just like I showed them. So last night, if you saw me at the party, you saw something behind my arm, which is not a sensor, which is not a Omnipod where it gives me insulin. I don't wear that anymore because of insurance, and that's another speech. But I check my blood now. Now I can check my blood on my phone. So if you saw me over the weekend, you saw me doing this a couple times, I hold it right there and I can see my blood, I can see my range. So 4 years later, I wear my sensor. If you see it, you can ask me. I don't care. I'll tell you about it. You can stare if you want. It doesn't matter because I need this to live. I have 3 kids that I'm living for. I have a husband. When I first was diagnosed, I cried because I thought about what is the future of my marriage? Will my husband still love me? What's the future of my life? What's the future with even my kids? But I had to realize that it doesn't matter what people think because I need this to live. And everybody got something they're dealing with. God just gave me type 1, And I'm still praying for a miracle because, like Latoya, I believe in God as well. So even though I have to give myself insulin, I am still saying every day, I am a miracle, I will be healed. I am a miracle, I will be healed. So I just want to leave you with 4 years later, I'm better, I can talk about it. Like I said, I can share it. And I'm ready to be an advocate for type 1 and let people know about this disease. And I just want to thank you for your time and whatever you're going through. Don't worry, you are here. Be present, be grateful, and just keep pressing, all right?
Thank you so much, Bernetta. Now I'm telling you, these stories have been absolutely amazing and inspiring. Thank you all so much.